some familiar faces in the building and some new faces that I haven't seen around here. So, just so everybody knows, we are going to have a really exciting conversation about some special rewards we have planned for BT Orb owners, Stash Box owners, and Node owners. So, looking forward to it. Let me just put out an announcement real quick. Like a comment in general, so people know what's happening. Give me 1 second, everyone. I will be doing some wheel spins at the end. All right. So, to anybody who doesn't know, my name is Jay Hoon. I am a community manager and strategist for the company. So yeah, really looking forward to explaining this news. I know that Stashbox owners, BT Orb owners, and Node owners have been really early ecosystem supporters, and there's kind of been a lot of talk, regarding this conversation in terms of how these users can win. So, of course, wheel spins, exactly, Jeff. You know what's good, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. Um, so I think though, I really know that the people who have been attending these AMAs have already been hearing about mixtape leagues and why we're doing it. But just for those who don't, let me just level set exactly this new feature and the way it's kind of paving our new strategic direction. Oh, I see Dice. I see a bunch of old people that I haven't seen for some time. Good to see people in the building. Cuffed, I see you, my man. Kuki Wuru, Ed. Ed been consistent. So yeah, well, let's jump right into it. So first of all, once again, I know a lot of people have heard me saying this, but the purpose of mixtape leagues and why we implemented mixtape. First of all, actually, let me show you some screenshots so you guys can kind of see, to those who haven't, see how mixtape leagues work. So you can kind of see it visually. I got like so much freaking tabs open right now. So let me just look for the right tab. So give me 1 second, everybody. I see Ali with the uh, here's to senior discounts. Did someone say stash box? Yes, Captain Kirk, I did say stash box. We are going to talk through a special reward we're going to give to stash box owners, node owners, and BT orb owners. And it's also going to be kind of like a broader conversation on just like, because at the end of the day we want everyone who has supported this ecosystem to win, like that. That's kind of like the whole concept with this. And I know there's been kind of just a lot of conversations that happen, and just to be frank, a lot of the people in the current team now, actually mostly everyone in the current team was not really around when some of these products have happened. But we found kind of like a win-win solution with this new feature that we have to give some benefits to BT Orb owners, Stashbox owners, and those who have supported the ecosystem early on. And at the end of the day, we want this ecosystem community to really flourish and to grow and to kind of bring back the excitement that I know was prevalent in the early days. So there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of, where I think everyone's watching how the markets are shaping up to be. So hopefully the timing aligns. But yes, we are. Captain Kirk said yes. Good about time. I know. I know. So yeah, I empathize with everybody who has bought these products, and I know that certain promises around these promises weren't fulfilled. And so yeah, we're gonna talk through a lot of this cool stuff. So really glad to see some people in the building around this. But let's just go in and share first of all. Just hope it's actually something that we actually want instead of some lame concept. I mean that let's see how people react to it. Let's see how people enjoy what it is going to be. And yeah, we'll just continue to have an ongoing dialogue at the end of the day around this. Can people let me know if they can see my screen? Can people see my screen? I'm gonna exit out just to see. Let me see. Did someone say yes? Can someone give me a yes? Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Go back to my slideshow because I can't see comments when I do this. So to those who don't know what mixtape leagues is, This is a pretty exciting kind of feature that allows you to join. If you see these, you're able to join these thematic battles where only certain tracks will apply depending on the genre and mood of that track. You're able to basically, if you look here, this is how you kind of submit your mixtape. There's track scores that kind of give an indication of how well the track might do, and every hour you essentially accumulate points and compete with other people in leagues of 30. And there's also different divisions, so everyone starts an opening act. But if you go into the promotion zone, if you're like in the top 10, then you'll promote to the next division, which is bronze, and then the next one is silver, and the next one is gold. So like, yeah, there's like a whole the highest being platinum. So the goal is to get to these top divisions, and every time you're in one of these divisions, you automatically get rewards such as fame and track packs. And we're planning some other cool rewards beyond that as we continue to evolve this feature. But for the most part, that's why it's a cool kind of race to the top to get to the highest division. A cycle ends every week, so you basically have a chance to promote every week. To those who have been trying it, right now it's a bit more difficult because we have a bunch of our power users participating in it. So, opening acts should be a bit easier once we settle in with this feature. But yeah, and if you notice right here, there's an upgrade button, and you're able to essentially spin this wheel with fame and upgrade the track to these different tiers. So there's the base track, like base, bronze, silver, gold, diamond, platinum, and mythical. Everybody who purchased a mythical track or a track before this for the $100 price point all have mythical tracks. And the top three are earning tracks now. So diamond, platinum, mythical. So it's kind of like a race to the top, while base, bronze, silver, and gold don't earn. And if you notice in the top right of this track, it'll show the multiplier that will give you a boost in the game. So it's kind of like a cool cool thing that we did for track owners and the track system essentially to help make things more fun. This is also kind of like you're able to buy track packs that have like these base tracks. Some might have bronze, some might have different tiers. But yeah, it's at a much so yeah, this is basically you can get this with fame. And then this is like basically what I was telling you about the cycle complete. And if you notice here, it says welcome to gold 2. That's like the promotion that happens. This is the leaderboard. So yeah, that's kind of for the most part what I wanted to allow people to know about kind of like how this feature works. And once again, I really apologize because I know some people have heard this a lot of times and have seen these. So I just want to kind of do this for those who haven't. But the purpose of mixtape leagues, once again, is to, one, it's going to help create more utility for music on the platform. Like, there's only certain, if you were noticing kind of that level of procedure from diamond to platinum and platinum to mythical, you can only level up those tracks with music. So this concept of leveling up tracks from your favorite artist with music, it's going to help as well as we continue to do certain partnerships with artists and bigger partners to bring more momentum to the ecosystem, and just to get people more talking about the feature. Now we have these cool use cases and utilities that we can kind of kind of promote and share and get people interested in the music token. So the diamond tracks as well don't earn as much, but it's like a cool introduction now for users once they get to that tier to see, hey, this is kind of like a new cool token that has a cool platform at the end of the day behind it. Second is to make it much sharper for a new user to join. Listening to music isn't a great funnel, and also there's just been so, like with our previous product, there's just so much different things to do. There's no like clear reason on why to try out the platform or to stay on the platform. And so Mixtape Leagues now makes it very clear and sharp. This is exactly what we want you to do. We want you to collect tracks, open up a track pack, get some fame, and play into this pretty interesting game around tracks. And shout out to Santi Iago, our head of product, who is kind of the person who led this idea. He has had work doing Monopoly Go, key leadership roles, Monopoly Go, FIFA, He actually, was the lead person who created Ultimate Teams in FIFA. So working with him, I've seen like just his ability to really make a cool game and really hone in on on creating like a really awesome product at the end of the day. So got to give a lot of shout out to him. Last is and once again, listening to music isn't a great funnel. Like people already are used to listening to music in certain platforms. So it hasn't really been a great hook unless it's exclusive and from a certain artist, but then they don't really stick around. And then so yeah, it's also going to make it easier for artists to onboard their fans. And so yeah, this is kind of, and it's going to make it also fun and engaging for current track owners. And so yeah, this is kind of just to break down why we are going into this direction. Now let's go to the main point of this kind of conversation with what we're gonna do for Stashbox owners and BT Orb owners and node owners. So a lot of this really kind of evolved the track system. And when we kind of look at some of these issues, right, like BT Orb, Stashbox owners, I do think the market did play a factor at the end of the day, like, with NFTs not doing as well as people as hope to do. But on our end for Stashbox and BT Orb, from conversations I've had with the community, I also know that there were promises that weren't kept around these products. So that's something that, this is going to be an ongoing process. And as the ecosystem grows, we're going to continue to keep these users in mind and continue to do cool things for these users. For node owners, I think that the issue was that there was just too much nodes sold from the get-go, and a lot of people probably saw the success founder nodes had, so they bought a music node, and it didn't have the same success. And so just the amount of nodes that sold and amount of people who earn from our ecosystem, track owners, node owners, Gala, there's just so much different brackets that it makes it hard to give these rewards in a way, and so there is a lot of dilution happening with node owners, which has kind of caused this issue on like, hey, like why am I running a node, why am I paying for a node? So I want to continue these conversations. I still think it's a cool proposition we have, having this like decentralized node system, and the tech behind our nodes are really awesome because they do actually host tracks, and they do have a functionality at the end of the day. But I think this is something, as we're kind of focusing more on this new proposition with mixtape leagues, it's something to talk through. It's something for node owners to definitely chime in on. And so yeah, but let me just tell people what they are going to be getting essentially. So to start it off, BT Orb owners and Stashbox owners are going to be getting 1 million fame and 25 track packs to start. And as the ecosystem grows, we're going to continue to give more rewards to these users, and so this is kind of going to kind of be also like a phased approach. And there's also some nuances on how to make sure you get your rewards, but that's going to be kind of like a cool gift and a starting reward that we give to BT Orbs and Stashbox owners. One, like we also have to be very careful in making sure we don't like dilute this new ecosystem and create such an unbalance. So that's why we're kind of focusing on, as we grow, we're going to continue to do more cool things for these user groups. Is that per orb? Yes, it is per orb. So every orb, but I want to talk through the nuances of this because I've been talking to orb owners and Stashbox owners, so I want to see who exactly qualifies to win these rewards. But yeah, definitely, if you're a node owner, or I'm going to say what the reward is for node owners in a bit, but if you're a Stashbox owner and a BT Orb owner, I would love some insight in terms of how this feels as a user to be kind of rewarded with this gift. So Cuffed, Ed, Crypto Leo, Button Pusher. I just, please, if you can also just chime in on like how it feels, and then once you get the reward, like if this is something that, obviously if you're just not interested in this new feature, you might just not enjoy it. But I do think this is something extremely fun that's been in the community. We've been having a lot of fun. So with that fame, you're going to be able to promote tracks, you're going to be able to level up tracks, and you're going to be able to get more track packs. This is just to start. What does the future look like? So Yeah, this is just a start, and we have some more. Like, we're for sure going to give probably more fame and more track packs kind of in the future. But it's more of like as we grow the ecosystem, as we have more new users. Basically, there's different types of track packs that's going to be there. There's going to be like we are at the moment talking with partners like the Snoop team, Death Row team. So there's more exciting things that we can do for these users as we continue these partnerships and as we continue to grow the platform. So having been around in what exactly is a track pack? A track pack is basically you get 5 different tracks, and it could be bass, it could be bronze. But these track packs are kind of like the tracks that you can use. These don't earn, but you can use them essentially in the game, in the mixtape leagues game, to compete with others. Kind of that screen like slide that I was sharing with you. So that's kind of like what a track pack is. I definitely would check it out in the kind of Gala Music app if you haven't done so yet. But I'll drop some screenshots as well for people it to be more clarified around that. When you get around to node owners, can you also comment if someone is an owner but is not currently running the node? I'll be bringing back some info to a community where I think we have a mix of nodes and owners. Great question. We are giving these rewards to every node owner. So even if you are not running a node, you will still get these rewards. So yeah, so let me now go to the node owners. Please also, this is the moment for questions. This is the moment for the community to share their thoughts around this. So please speak up during this conversation that we're having. So now, Mongoose, what we're going to be doing for node owners is we're going to be giving 500,000 fame and 20 track packs. So yeah, at the end of the day, what we're going to be giving is fame and track packs, components in this new system to our old ecosystem users. Excellent. Yes, sir, Mongos. Yep. So that's how we're kind of starting off. Don't or going to get a distro boost and extra slots already. Y'all are spoiled. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't like the whole distro boost. I was kind of confused. I don't think that ever ended up happening, and that's probably not going something that we're going to do. Just to be straight up. But yeah, I know. Either way, I know that certain like just looking into this issue, I know that people have bought these things at a high purchase point, and so we just want to take care of our user groups at the end of the day. I would think the majority of these would already have a stack of mythical tracks and not need to be upgrading track packs. Well, there's kind of like other cool things you can do in the game, and it's not necessarily the case because in order to win in the game, you have to have a high track scores. And so I'm sure that a lot of these users don't have all the tracks in the ecosystem. And I've been even seeing like just because you have mythical track owners doesn't mean that you're gonna be in the top ranks. I think Jollyfit actually I noticed is kind of new to the ecosystem, and he won the first one. So it's not necessarily true that you can just have a bunch of tracks and expect to win. This is still the whole kind of being able to collect more tracks. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a cool thing for people to be able to collect more tracks, be able to level up tracks, be able to promote tracks, and be able to participate in this new system with this kind of new direction that we're going in. So this is the nuance though that I want everyone, and I'm going to also create an announcement probably next week, and because this is how you're going to be able to qualify. So if you're a Stashbox owner, I know that there was a conversation had a while back where people who open the Stashbox are essentially the owners for the Stashbox. So you will need to connect the wallet that you opened your stash box with, your Ethereum address wallet that you opened your stash box with. So, there's the collect Snoop page. And so you're going to have to make sure to connect it. And we're going to give people about a month to be able to connect this, and then be able to kind of participate in the reward for this. It's been a while since I've been here as a node owner, very disillusioned at the moment. Could you explain quickly the fame mechanics? Yes, Oleg, here, let me bring back the screenshot because I think visually it's easier to understand. So give me 1 second, everybody. I am going to share screen. Okay, so Oleg, if you noticed, wait, let me actually go to this page right here. You see how it says Fame, essentially, you're going to be able to use that fame to be able to level up your track. And so it's a cool spin wheel game where you see there's different XPs that you can get. And then if it hits, like, depending on the XP, you see right here what it takes to get to the next tier. So that's basically what fame does. It allows you to spin this wheel to level up your tracks to compete in this game, in this new game that we built. And then second, it also allows you to get more track packs. And then I don't think I actually put it in these slides, but there's also you during the game. There's something called promote tracks, essentially, where you're able to like promote your track in order to get a boost for the game to get points. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that we are going to be introducing more functionality as we have been having conversations in the community about ways we're going to keep making this game more fun. And community members have actually had really cool ideas that the team like that we're planning to implement. So I know Sanchi's working on like a PvP type of version, So yeah, one, if you're anyone in this kind of like ecosystem and haven't had the chance, I would download the app, update it, and try it out. And so that'll kind of give you an indicator. If you enjoy it, I'm pretty sure these rewards will be pretty sweet. Old ecosystem. Does the new ecosystem need running nodes to work? And if not, why keep one running? And if so, what's the benefits of it? This is a great question, Dice. So the thing that's the real question, because at the end of the day, what's cool, we do utilize kind of this tech for our node and track hosting. So it is kind of like a cool concept that we're able to promote to people, as we're bringing more people into the ecosystem to say, hey, we have a decentralized node system that hosts that hosts tracks rather than other streaming platforms using like a third party service to host their tracks. Ours is a decentral, like, everyone who's running a node, that tech does, and then, the whole pairing tracks to node thing, that does actually host tracks at the end of the day. So it's cool, but since we're moving away from the listening platform, that's something I think to talk through in terms of, what is the future of nodes at the end of the day. And that's why we're also giving people, we're giving these rewards to anyone who has a node, not those who are just running. At the end of the day, too, though, like more people running their nodes and, spending their resources to run their nodes, that doesn't necessarily help us too much either, and the fact of the matter is, with this music ecosystem, to anyone who has a bunch of music, um sometimes with this system that's been created, anyone who has a node, who has a track, who's just earning from the daily distribution, that's not really helping the ecosystem or the market, because we're just diluting this music token and we're giving it out more. And I've seen the data, right? Like every time we have an increase in the music token, there are certain node owners, certain track owners that do end up selling their music. So this is definitely a balance at the end of the day, because we could just give every node owner, we could just give everyone more music, but that's not going to be good for the ecosystem and not good for the long-term plan for the ecosystem. So that's kind of the trick when dealing with these types of ecosystems, token ecosystems, where there are going to be people who are aimed for the short-term gain, and that's okay. But for those of us who are for the long term of it, it becomes almost like a battle between the two. So that's not true for me. I have all three things still upgrading loads of track. I know I can afford to buy loads of $100 tracks, mainly just new ones I like. It's good to be able to discover new artists and upgrade to earning tracks through the game. I appreciate this, Riptide. Exactly. No, and this is like, track packs are a much lower cost point too. So this makes it so much easier for people to collect tracks rather than, the only way being able to participate is buying $100 track like that. That was never scalable or sustainable, in my opinion. Like, so, we're really trying to create a system where we can onboard real users who are not just looking to make money at the end of the day, right? Like, we have a huge, like, our base is really crypto heavy, so it's most users are really in this at the end of the day to make money. Like, let's be real about this. And so, now, but now with the proposition that has a potential of scaling this platform and more people being able to access tracks and more new users coming in, that's going to be very bullish for our ecosystem. If we have as we grow, like if we grow to the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands users actively engaging, even if they don't care about the crypto stuff at all, that's going to be very healthy for our ecosystem at the end of the day. Running node versus idle node, same. So Dice, I'm not if you can elaborate, basically yes, you could say the benefits for people who are running a node is that it helps with our proposition essentially. So it could help theoretically with the music ecosystem, but no, I don't really see a huge benefit for there being more node owners running their nodes. And so this reward is going to go out to everyone who has bought a node. So everyone who has bought a node is getting these rewards. You do not need to run your nodes in order to get this reward. I feel you, Starline, on this. The nodes needing to be made into NFTs. Because one, that'll help the people who want to exit just be able to exit. So I agree, and it's something the team has been talking about. But the reality is that right now, like there's so much things we could do always, and we have limited engineering bandwidth at the end of the day. And so even though and right now really there's not much people who are going to buy nodes in the market. There's not a huge value to nodes at the moment with how much music they earn. And right now we're not necessarily going to give a benefit to anyone who just buys a node. We're going to give it to the people who bought the node from our system at the end of the day. So the kind of like, even though it is a benefit and it is something that we want and it's something we talked about, it's not something right now in our priority list. Like our priority list is getting this app, this website into a great place around mixtape leagues, and look at the data and be able to be a product that can translate to users being able to onboard, so that when we promote the product, if we do an ad campaign, if we do a partnership campaign with artists, and bring users in, like the Earl Sweatshirt campaign. Earl Sweatshirt campaign brought a ton of listeners, a ton of new signups into the ecosystem, but they didn't stick around. Now we want the product to be in the right place for these users to stick around, and so that is our priority in the engineering bandwidth at the moment. Yeah, exactly, Dice. That's a very good point. Nodes having voting mechanic will be good. Not if Gala doesn't honor the results of voting so far has been a joke. Rule governance will be great though. I mean, look, I think that what I'm understanding is that nodes aren't necessary and we are moving away from that. No, I wouldn't say that, Lava. Like I said, like it's always I'm just like being honest about this situation, like what like we as a community, we have to think, what is the value that this node proposition is bringing us? And there's a lot of projects that do nodes and actually don't even their nodes don't even do anything. But our nodes have a great tech behind it, and there's been a lot of work that's been put into this tech to create these. So I wouldn't say it's not necessarily necessary. It's something that we can still use to promote having a decentralized node system, having this kind of decentralized hosting, in this Web3 space. But the question is that is there more things we can do for node owners that incorporates them into this mixtape league system? And the real question is that like as these markets are shaping up, like what is the real value, and what's the direction forward for these node owners? So that's kind of more to point out, like like just the reality of the situation, right? That's what I want to point out, and for people to have a good understanding about. um, Starline said notes having voting mechanic would be good too. That would be good, but one like yeah, I mean like we can have it more like nodes becoming this like VIP thing, and I think the voting mechanics would be cool in some way. But I think also one, like as you've noticed, it's like when it's as a small team, it's easier to make sure we're understanding the bigger picture direction we're going to, and then have the community kind of sharpen it up. So like that's basically what happened, right? Like we set out with this very sharp focus with mixtape leagues, and now we're having these play tests and these soft launches, so the community can now chime in and help advance it. Otherwise, if we try to go with all the suggestions different people have, then it becomes a very fragmented vision that we're going towards at the end of the day. And so I think what's cool too is being like a music token holder and being a community participant. You guys know me, like I'm very transparent. I'm in here like every day, and I'm continuously communicating on what we're doing, what we're achieving, and always trying to get more feedback and insight and perspective from the community. So if you want to participate in building the direction of this, I would just jump in the Discord, and then maybe in the future, as we continue to, maybe there are certain things that we can vote on, or the community can have more of a say in, that we can start introducing, and then music token owners. But that's what I think is cool about this whole token ecosystems. The fact that as a like a Web3 ecosystem, token ecosystem, we all, like, people get to have a say in terms of this product that we're building, and we're building this product together. Not if God doesn't honor the results of the vote. Voting so far has been show. Real governance will be great though, but that's a pipe dream. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, for us, we've been pretty communicative on this side in terms of the direction we're heading, and feels like it's been a pretty cool dual effort. How artists benefit from this new system. So yes, exactly. So basically, artists benefit from when people upgrade to platinum to mythical, that music that people use for those specific tracks, artists get 70% of it. So yeah, that's the way that artists will benefit. They're not going to get cashed out though from that, because you can only use music for you can only use music essentially to upgrade that track. So all of those kind of what they receive will be in music. Is music still the core of the ecosystem, primary value? Of course, of course. I mean, if you look at this new system, even the fact that you can only get to diamond and platinum with, or no, platinum and mythical through upgrading with music. So we're still giving exclusive rewards for music. Music still embodies the foundation of this. Tracks will still give out music, and and that's something that we want to kind of talk with the community about too, and continue to have conversations, and to continue to think on, is like, what more kind of benefits can we give to people holding music, using music. And one key thing I want to tell everyone is, every time somebody uses music to spin, to do anything in this new system, all of that music is getting burned. So I just want to be very clear about that. 100% of that music token is getting burned every time it's being used in this system. Hypothetically, if every node went offline, would they break the system? Are tracks we listen to actually streamed from a node being run somewhere in the world? Even if every node went offline, like we have, like right now, like I can't really, I'm not probably the best person to explain exactly how the tech works, but we do have measures to make sure that like and other services is that we use to ensure that people can stream their music, um even if the node system went down. Even though the whole node system does help with the hosting of tracks and whatnot. But yeah, so that's a very good question. Earned Kitty Blaze. Hey, okay, so look, look. I mean, look. Let's talk about it, right? I understand in terms of the concepts and whatnot, but let's say we did do the way that people are saying it. Well, that's not good for track owners or node owners, because if we permanently just burned that music, and we didn't end up, like, and we decreased the total supply, what does that mean? That means that eventually, and sooner, we would reach the total circulating supply. So it would quicken the node and tracks to earn less at the end of the day. So we are still sending that music to an inaccessible wallet, and we're taking it out of the circulating supply. But if we did do it how people are kind of saying it, and obviously, like, there's certain tokens that don't have a cap on their a cap on their supply, right? Some tokens, so maybe for those tokens, a permanent burn could make sense, because it doesn't matter, because those tokens will continue to emit. We do have a cap in ours, so that's why we have the burns that we do the way that it is. So yeah. Riptide, I don't know if you heard me, but yeah. How will that be tracked? The amount each person? Are we just trusting it's all correct? It's going to be an automated process. So if you notice, that's like right now, the platinum to mythical is not enabled. But like, when it is, it's going to be automated. So every time somebody upgrades a track for that artist, then that music that people use, 70% will automatically go to the artist, and 30% will be burned. So yeah, but I think yeah, and I know the artist conversation too. Is something we've talked through. So yeah, but for the most part, I think this system still is very beneficial for artists at the end of the day, and the model is really gracious to artists. The fact that we take $100, worth of music, and we don't sell that music, and we cash out artists 70%. There's been really great benefits for artists, and there's a lot of artists that have won huge in this ecosystem. We want artists to continue winning big, but think that that's really important to kind of highlight the wins that certain people in this ecosystem has had. So those music can come again at some point to circulation. It's more because you gotta realize that right now the way that our kind of system works is that depending on how much ecosystem actions there are, is how much music is given out, right? So essentially, the way we have it is that the total supply will always remain the same. So that number will never decrease, rather than like a burn of a token lowering that total supply. That total supply is always there, and then depending on how much people are active in the ecosystem is what determines the daily distribution. Now we also have a max burning, because obviously if it went to like a length, then we would reach that limit too quickly. So that limit is based off the total supply. So that's why, as like the tokens get closer to the total supply, that there'll be like that max number will decrease of how much people can get from the daily distribution, because obviously as we're reaching closer to that total supply limit, we want to, like, yeah, we just kind of want to make sure it doesn't get there. So you, it, that's why the burns work the way they do. Why are we still selling nodes? I mean, why not? People are, people like we have not had any no sales. So, but that is no, it's a good point. It's a good point, and maybe it's good to kind of just limit it to those who have it at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, I think right now though, really people are not purchasing nodes. So, but maybe it's something that we should just completely cap. But there's nuances. Hey guys, what's Stashbox news? Damn, Silver Bullet. Man, it's been 37 minutes. I just gave the news. I don't wanna go back. But man, I know my boy Jeff recording it, so there will be a recording of this at some point. Silver Bullet that you can kind of look back on. But going to buy a note. Just do it, man. Just do it. Will they give something at the same initial value? Can we get out of this prison? So 5 tricks. If you kind of understand what I'm saying, is that yeah, like we're gonna give a cool amount of fame and track packs to node owners in this ecosystem, and we're gonna continue to. So yeah, like we are, that is the goal at the end of the day. Now I know people with the dollar value, like we still have to be careful of this new ecosystem, and so it has to be just a approach that makes sense. So I know, and yeah, just to be frank too, a lot of these old ecosystem products, the current team wasn't around for, and I'm not gonna. There's no pointing fingers at the end of the day, because I've got a lot of respect for the people who kind of managed to, led the direction of this project before. There was a lot of excitement, and I don't know everyone's context at the end of the day. So I'm not ever going to point fingers at anyone else. I think they're like, just from a third perspective, there was some great strengths that the old team had. So I'm never going to, try to be like, oh, it's not pointing fingers, but it's the reality that at the end of the day, like I had to do a lot of research to understand even what was going on with these conversations. So shout out to the people that I talked to kind of bring me up to speed. But we as a team, we just wanted to make sure to do something special for these users. One of my Snoop Stash box I can sell for only $2,000. What a deal! So if you open that stash box, by the way, it doesn't matter, man. You the owner of it. So there's so those music can got here late. What new benefits for node owners? So we're gonna give 500,000 fame and 20 track packs to those node owners, my man Illigerin. I don't need to explain to you this whole new system because you've been very active in it. So yes. What are the prize for winning this battles again? Like they're getting stuff, token track packs, but what are the chances again? Okay. So look, this is a good question, Ali. I think one though, like I think that the best way to make this ecosystem healthy and to actually grow this project and this proposition is making a system that's people want to engage in, not just because they want to extract some value from it, right? Like because that's not good for the people. Have to realize like that's not good for the music ecosystem. If we're like all of a sudden generous with prizes with music, and we are going to eventually be giving music to top winners, but like if we're so generous and we're like that's what we're trying to motivate people to doing into, that's been the problem with this current system, right? That like if everyone is here just to figure out the right time to extract their music, then like that proposition falls apart. And like what high game like high usership game at the end of the day brings like has any well, like you don't have a financial incentive for playing Fortnite. You play Fortnite because it's fun, right? So like that's the type of thinking we need to start getting away from at the end of the day. And for music token owners, because that's the problem too, right? Is like node owners incentives and music token owners incentives aren't always the same at the end of the day. Some node owners are looking to um continuously, take out their music as soon as possible, while others see kind of the long-term potential of this crypto space. So, we have things in mind to bring more momentum to the music ecosystem, like partnerships that we're kind of solidifying behind the scenes. And I'm be real, like you guys know me, like I'm a pretty transparent person, and I sometimes like I want to say even more to let everybody know what's going on, but I cannot talk on these partnerships with y'all, but like I can verify there are some really interesting talks going on that could be really good for the ecosystem, but I can't, it's better for it to just start happening rather than me try to hint at anything. Like I'm not ever going to try to like oversell or overhype. I'm gonna give you all the reality. I think this new feature is an exciting direction, and there's some potential. And the Web3 music crypto space is still early. We still haven't had like there's really not any I think Web3 music project that I feel is at the same level where we're at in a product level. Like I feel we're actually creating something fun. All the community members are having a ton of fun with this. Like this is something that's enjoyable. So we don't there's like no, we're not going to play this game of like the financial value. In fact, we want more people to go to the market, and we want more people. Like it doesn't help the ecosystem when people buy a track or buy anything directly from our space if they're just using music that they've collected. So like we need to that. And even people were like all mad about the founder node thing happening, but like that at the end of the day it was a matter of trying to figure out ways to incentivize people to it's for the health of the Gala ecosystem at the end of the day. So there's so much nuances with these conversations, and I love having them. So great question, Ali. But yeah, we need to start thinking about it. Dice old ecosystem, gotcha. You're not following. I don't know what you mean by that, but yeah. Any changes to music distributions? No, don't understand. No, not at the moment, Ilodrin. Not at the moment. So it's gonna be the same. At the same time, like once again, remember. And so right now we're working to plug in these new like spinning a wheel and buying the fame bundle stuff. Once we kind of plug those into ecosystem action support, everyone and if this ecosystem starts to grow, people have the potential to earn a lot more music. Right now, like go look at the music token page, like because there's such low ecosystem activity, that's why there's such little rewards going out. But as more people participate, that rewards can 2x 3x from what I saw, because it's not anywhere close to its maximum limit. So yeah, for people who bought 100 tracks that are still far from seeing ROI and paid for orbs and stash boxes. So, like, really, I'm be real with y'all. No, like, there are people who did make a profit at the end of the day. There's people who it's not necessarily true that no one that's how this game works. Like people like let's just be real, right? Like everyone here wants more users to come into this ecosystem so that they can kind of like they can win, at the end of the day, but there's always going to be someone at the top. So for orbs and stash box, and that was never like it was never I mean, we know what this token ecosystem is, and I'm not even saying this has anything to do with ROI because there was a clear indicator and talk around advertising it as such, and this is to support the ecosystem or whatever. But to be real, in this crypto landscape, it's not necessarily like there's people who I think Parcel mentioned like, oh, he was able to break even or make. So it's like that's just how these token ecosystems work. There's more nuances to it. And the thing that everyone here wants, if you still have music, or even if you just have a track or node, is for this ecosystem to explode in such a way. And what's going to help that to happen more is in the right market conditions, when Web3 music really gets its splash, and for us to be in the forefront of those conversations, and for us to have the right partnerships and momentum built up. Now with this feature, we have cool ways to tell people the utility, level up tracks from your favorite artist with music. Like this helps. This feature, if people really see it, helps the utility of this token tremendously. So now it's just a matter of people at the end of the day feeling like this is a proposition worth getting the token for. What's the news about the stash box? Let me know if you know. Silver uh, explain the Ethereum Allo wallet needing to be attached to your Gala account for a stash box opener. So yes, so I explained this earlier, but I'll explain it once again, and I'll put an announcement out so it's clear. I just said so much though, so I'll have to like I don't know how I'm gonna. I need to phase it out or make it concise. But for stash box openers, you need to attach the wallet that you opened the stash box with, because what I figured out, and shout out to President Mao Button Pusher, I gotta give a huge shout out to him. He gave me a really ton of useful information. It turns out the stash boxes were only redeemed on Ethereum. So they're not even on Gala chain. So what we're gonna have to, and I was talking to team and digging for a solution around this. So what we're gonna have to do is basically everyone who has, let's say you opened your stash box collection and you went to the collects new page and you opened it there, um whatever wallet you use, you got to connect it to the Gala account, and that Gala account is the account that's going to get the fame. When can people sell their notes have quite a so I addressed this earlier, Kitty Blaze, but so this is the issue: is that being able to turn your node into an NFT, that takes engineering bandwidth. It takes quite a bit, and so right now, if you look up to when people are talking about it, it's not like anyone is going to really. There's not really a demand for nodes out there. So even though it's cool for people to be able to exit the ecosystem essentially, if they just don't want to support the project, and so that it would be cool on that lane. It's more of a priority for us to make sure we have the product and mixtape leagues operating in the right place, so that when we do these campaigns that bring new users in, we can actually retain them, and to yeah. So there's just more higher priorities at the moment in terms of really iterating on this product and making it the best. And so and even though there are some advantages to turning nodes into NFTs, it's not at the moment like a high priority, because of it's not going to bring a ton of value at the moment. So yeah, that's something to do it. Never ROI, maybe really kids. I can't even talk on this, y'all. So you guys are, but you know how real I am, when addressing these conversations. And thankfully, it seems like things are a bit more laid back. With the crypto more friendlier, or crypto administration or whatever. So we can be a bit more loose when talking about these convos. But I still think Web3 music is early. So I think it really matters on what people think about the market and the crypto market and where it's gonna go. So we'll see. We'll see at the end of the day. To Dice exactly. Please, guys, Silver Bullet, what's the news about the stash box? Let me know. All right, did you just? Oh, okay, okay, Silver Bullet. Let me just say it quickly. So basically, I'm gonna put the exact numbers in an announcement, but people, we have this new system called mixtape leagues that you can use to level up tracks, promote tracks, compete in these games. Let me just show you the screenshot real quick, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Um. So look at this. Look at this. You see, this is like the new game that is made, or and that's just been launched on the app. So everyone, go update your app and go try it out. And so if you look here, you can level up your tracks with this spinning wheel thing. You can buy track packs, and so we're gonna give I believe it's a million fame and 30 track packs to start off with to stash box owners and BT orb owners. I play to kick 8-year-olds ass. I appreciate that. That's what I'm talking about, Crypto Line. Sure, but this is well after people pay for this stuff, so kind of a hard pivot for them to accept. So, Ali, can you be clear about what exactly your the point you are making? Because if you notice right now, that's why we are doing this to support early ecosystem owners. So if you're going back to your question around like what is the financial value of that, that's two different questions, right? Like, yes, we want to continue to support those who have supported the ecosystem, but it's like for someone who, like, if you got music token, you don't want more music token just being given out so easily, like it's not. So if you're I'm trying to understand exactly the point you're trying to make, because right now, if you notice, we are giving incentives and rewards for people who have participated in the early ecosystem, and those who felt like, and those whose products, the promises weren't kept, even though we weren't really around for those promises. So we definitely will take care of early ecosystem owners, node owners, all these owners as we continue to grow. But this idea that people need to be playing the game to extract some financial value is not how most games work. Some of us bought tracks that cost way over $100. Indeed, Starlane. Hey, this is pretty fun though. It's good to see everybody. Like, I love the passion this community has, and to anyone who's bringing up any issue, I really appreciate you all, because it gives us a chance to address all of these issues. So and so yeah. So, and I love it where I can speak in voice, because sometimes when I'm in the chat and I'm just responding to someone, I might also be in the middle of some things. So I'd be giving like really fast responses to people, So I think I sound a bit direct when I'm like in the chat, because I'm like I'm just responding all quick. But just know that I want people to speak up. I want people to talk about what issues they see, because as a team, like this community, man, I've learned so much from this community, and I've learned just it's been such a great journey with this community. I've just learned so much being here, and all these conversations help me to have a wider perspective. So you users are so passionate, and just, man, like the way you guys follow everything and notice everything. To me, it's incredible, and it's lucky that we have you all to help this product be better. So continue to bring your points up, and I'm a pretty direct person. I'm a pretty frank person, so I'm gonna be giving my thoughts and perspectives. And as somebody who has a pretty good full context within both sides, I do think I bring a pretty good perspective to the table, but I'm not always right either. So, yeah. Thank you, Ali. Thank you for saying that. Yes, you get a million fame token and 25 track pack. Exactly. Well, to kick my ass half the time. I'm here to know how music will actually play a role in it, where I'm also being told my node doesn't really have any plans for engaging more users and broadening the network that I choose to support. Great question, Mongoose. So, right here, if you notice, right, in order to essentially um I just got pinged. So what was I talking about? Let me go back to the so yeah, basically, wait, where was that question? I'm here to know how music will actually play a role in the ecosystem, where I'm also being told my node doesn't really have any plans for engaging more users and broadening the network that I chose to support. So right now, if you look at how, like there's only exclusive things that you can do in music. So if you see the level up, the spinning wheel thing, in order to get to the like two highest tiers, platinum and mythical, you can only use music essentially to level up those tracks. So the thing about it is that most users, like sometimes this crypto thing is like a disadvantage for new users because it's complicated, it hurts your head. So we don't want to give too much information to new users. But what we can do, and this is the plan, right, is where these diamond tracks actually don't earn as much, but they earn a small amount to introduce people. So it hasn't happened yet, but we actually just talked about this. And I gotta give a huge shout out to Simon, by the way, who's in here. Man, like Simon has been just, man, he's been working so hard and just so passionate and just such an awesome person to work with. I always got to give Simon his props for like how much he's been having to tackle on the engineering bandwidth and the great energy he has. But I just got off a meeting with Simon and Santi on this, where we're gonna make it where when you level up from gold to diamond, you're gonna get like a module that introduces the music token. Be like, hey, like a kind of like a congratulatory thing to be like, hey, like you're getting some music token. So one, that's gonna help people to learn more, like new users to learn more about, just get like a preview of the music ecosystem, and hopefully translate those users to people who are more into the token. And second is then from diamond to platinum and the platinum mythical, you can only upgrade with music. So music is always going to be an essential part of this. But going forward, what I love is those who have been very active, because the Swisses, button pushers, like the TJs, the Lodrins, like I like the people who have been very active with this feature now can understand the direction we're heading in. And and like Parsable, like you guys have given some great ideas, that, and we want to like for the music token specifically, we want you all to have a voice in terms of what other benefits can be in the system, right? So is there some benefit we can give to people who hold music within our ecosystem? So that's going to be an ongoing conversation, and the foundation of this will be the token. And so another thing too that we haven't got into completely, but like I said, like any transaction that happens too with music is burned. Whether it's getting a fame bundle or spinning a wheel, that's all burned. And then second is uh like we can also make it where if you get a cash purchase, for instance, that cash purchase will buy we'll do a buyback with music on, right? So there's ways that we can make, like, right before and right, like current, like before we had mixtape leagues, it's like if somebody buys something on cash on the platform, how does that benefit the music ecosystem? So we want to make sure, as we bring more new users in, as there's more activity, even our dynamic emission model, where the more people participate, the more people who are active in the ecosystem, more people get music. That's like we want to we want to make music is already the pinnacle and foundation of this ecosystem, and we want to continue to broaden that. And mixtape leagues does more to give more utility, that's easier to understand. Like, hey, level up track from your favorite artist, that's with music, that's pretty catchy. And if somebody sees it visually, it could be something that sparks someone interest, rather than, hey, come buy this track and have the chance to get this music token from how much listens it gets, right? Which still exists, but we're making users who we're making it where if somebody really studies our ecosystem, and to crypto users even who are going to go into study our ecosystem, and oh wow, this product has a chance to scale, that's more bullish for us. So this system definitely is doing helping with the music ecosystem at the end of the day. Damn, I lost my place. Great questions, everyone. Thank you so much for all the questions. So, Silver Bullet, that's why I showed that. Oh, damn, I just realized my screen is still showing. So, that's why I show those screenshots. So, you indeed can see. Let me just. What is going on? So yeah, if you can basically use that fame to level up tracks, get track packs, and promote your track. Okay, so missed the waiting of the old ecosystem. But isn't mixtape considered ecosystem act? Yes, exactly, Eladrin. So Um, saw prison in Mio's comment. But yeah, it is considered ecosystem activity. So we just haven't plugged and played, but that's what we've been actively working on. So I've been helping create the numbers for that, and that's something that I've been working through right now with Simon. So we will kind of implement that soon. When is mixtape's gonna be implemented? The equals action points right now. It only benefits Gala. When it will it be? I don't understand how it only benefits Gala right now. But it, either way, like this system benefits everyone who is a part of the ecosystem. But yes, like we're hoping. I think maybe next week might be a good target to get this happening. Man, y'all, everyone like has these slick comments. I swear, like, like man. Yes, each and yes, it's a soft token to. Thank you, Ali, for the support with this. LY. It's officially a rumor now. No, no. Hey, President, did you leak the Oh my god, you guys make me laugh. Doesn't matter. People want to exit. Who am I to judge? Yeah, Kitty Blades. Like I said, that's a good point. But I'm once again, so yeah, man, I've already addressed that. I think it's 1 billion token, TJ. Let me just real quick go to check the music. Let me just check real quick to make sure I have yeah, 1 billion is the max supply, sir. Are most node owners also track owners? Dark Magic said I would say yes. I heard it was gonna be epic. I see crypto line can't overhype more than Benny. Um, guess who's back? TJ. What's that? Million honorary tokens each. Go update your Gala Music app, Silver Bullet, and try playing it. I need a lot more juice in my cup, Jehoon. The squeaky wheel gets the grease up. Grease us up, baby. uh, you're so funny, Cryptoline. Got a lot of love for you, my man. Man, I'm forever a victim to President Val. A lot of people are, it's officially a rumor now. What can we do with our duplicate track NFTs? Burn two for one new NFT. Other ideas right now? Yeah, like we're potentially doing, maybe burn for fame, whatnot. Bobby Millet, what did I miss? If you just came in, you can see the recording later. Guess who's back again? It says global on the ceiling. Me. On his mixtape, I said that. Yes, in each we have LOI, blah, blah, blah. Also investment. We still have more than any other Web3 music platform right now. Before how long until we keep building? I mean, yeah, the fact of the matter is the Web3 music, market hasn't been like, I think games and AI in this space is kind of more easier to like, it translates better. So, yeah, there's a lot. And like I said, like, man, if the NFT market continued to boom, then we would have definitely seen a huge success along with that. But yeah, at this point, a node is an old ecosystem token. Doesn't hold much value beyond serving as proof of GM's decentralization. My point was, no one's going to buy a node now, and they haven't sold any. Attach it to what? Gala.com or collectsnoop.com. So sorry if I wasn't clear about this. So remember, Ethereum wallet connected to your music.gala.com account. There's a way where you can attach your Ethereum accounts, like your like other wallets essentially. So yeah, and if anyone has questions on that, please ping me in general music. We'll kind of get to the root of this. I spent 40,000 buying 8 stash boxes. What's that fame token? Oh my. Yeah, go check it out, Silver Bullet. But you're a funny guy, and I appreciate you being here. Gotcha. Connected to Gal account. Yes, sir, President Mao. Thank you for helping to make that clear. No return into FTC. It was sold for $5 at best. I don't mind the current direction. The game is fun. I can stomach the losses. Many people came during the original ecosystem proposition will be upset though. This new direction is completely different. The change is understandable. The previous system wasn't viable. We just can't forget that people saw this as a means of buying pseudo royalties. You take the risk of supporting an artist, and if they do well on streams, you benefit with them. And yeah, like look, like we all know what this crypto space is at the end of the day. Like there's these markets tend to move together, and there's a lot of just different projects that aren't even around anymore. So for us, like if you like, and sadly too, a lot of times projects that do well are those, like, like they're like people are looking for quick cash right now in this current meta in this space. And hopefully as we continue to move towards a direction in this space that prioritizes utility, like go look at our project compared to other crypto projects. Like we actually have a cool platform now. We have a really great game, from kind of like a leading person who's been in the gaming space and made, like helped lead billion-dollar industries with FIFA and Monopoly Go. So I think personally, like, we're in a much better place than most crypto projects. Can you use any stronger language that alludes to node owners having any relevance in the new ecosystem? Right now, I can only basically say that we're going to continue to give cool rewards like fame and track packs, just because right now we have so much on our plate in engineering bandwidth, and I never want to just like allude, like even when President Mao would bring it up, like I would be very frank when I don't want to ever hint at anything, because I just don't want to. I don't want to set anyone up for anything that's a false promise. But just know that personally too, I don't. I always want to, like, it brings me such joy seeing the community members having such a passion for the project. And it feels great when I'm able to do something that helps someone be able to feel good about this product and project that they're supporting. And man, I love this community. You all are so passionate. Like I met too some of you in person, like Kid Ninja, and it was like, man, like it's like I see the excitement. It's and that you all have, and so I'm always gonna continue to advocate for the community. And I also, beyond the role of leading the community and like planning all these kind of community initiatives, I play a lot of roles on the team. A lot of our team does. We're a thin team right now. And so, even on the product side, artists, I'm actually probably the one who's in most in all of the departments. So I have a pretty good way of being able to advocate for like things to continue to benefit these early ecosystem supporters with, and I'll continue to do so. But no, I can't really give any stronger language at the moment, Mongoose. When staking, TJ, yeah, that's something that we're talking through. Definitely want to kind of implement some sort of staking, and that's like these holding staking, like these are the conversations we want to continue to have with the community to implement. Lodrin, I already answered that. Yes, mixtapes will be positively impacted by mixtape usage growth. Yes, sir. So the more people who participate in mixtapes, the more the ecosystem will grow. That's what I'm getting at. Was hoping there would be some confidence to reward or pivot one way. But realize that we're not necessarily, like, we're just expanding it. Like we haven't walked away from this no track proposition, really, because we still have a decentralized node hosting tech system. So it's not like we're moving away. We're actually just expanding it and making sure, like, but like who cares? Like the thing is, most people don't care. That's just a reality. So it's not like we're moving away. We're just wanting to make sure that, but maybe they will in the future, like maybe that will help us to get more eyes on the music ecosystem. So this tech has been built, and there's no plans to move away from it. But I'm just being frank with everyone here in terms of like thinking through like what has been the benefit of this proposition for the project and to everyone here, and for the product and the project at the end of the day. Like, so I would rather be transparent about that fact. Um, so yeah, I mean, maybe there is going to be a time where node projects get a certain boost like they have in the past. So who knows, right? Like founder notes did very well during the whole, but it was timing. Like this pro, even if we did everything right, and the whole market does goes bad, and who knows, like we get into a crazy war in the world, then it doesn't matter like how much we do to optimize the system. But what I'm trying to talk through is the ways that we are optimizing this system to prepare for everyone's benefit. Also, I think supporting the artists, word of mouth, supporting other platforms underutilized and could be really be beneficial, help with people who are investing in the artists as well. I agree, Maya. I think community wise, I do want to try to start setting up more conversations with artists, and even just us working as almost like a community and content creators to spread out the word of this project and to find win-win-win situations. And like it's a new era now, y'all. Like now anyone, the power dynamics has shifted in the music industry. Like people have, if you utilize the algorithms of social media very well, like TikTok, where you don't need much followers to blow up, like a viral post, like anyone has the chance to make their career in the music industry. And it's a digital content game at the end of the day. And there's also a huge saturation of artists and tracks, so it's not always the easiest for artists to stand out. But at the very least, if they focus on a niche, that could definitely help. So I think part of this new feature can help with people making content for the most part. But yeah, that is something that we should definitely continue to do, Maya. That's a good point. Missed the waiting of the old ecosystem activity. I was still buying $100 tracks because it was actually still profitable on the low as long as you hit the daily listens. But yeah, I mean that's kind of the point. Like if people are buying $100 track and they get that $100 back in like 3 to 6 months, and then they have this track that now continues to earn music, and then they sell that music to token, like it's like it's inevitably gonna that's the thing about these ecosystem. I think that like I can literally, like the team can literally 10x, yo, everyone's getting 10x the amount of music now. But you know like then it's not a long-term thing then at the end of the day. He did said it's the old ecosystem. Yeah, old like I'm not trying to say that like nodes obviously are still a part of the proposition. I just think we have to like I'm just saying that there's I didn't mean it old. I'm just when I mean old, I just mean before mixtape leaks. Now mixtape leaks has entered, and nodes still continue to exist and still continue to be a part of the proposition. But it's just something to think on in terms of like what else we can do for node owners, and like how we can find more win-win situations. I mean, like early people often did RI on tracks all last year. I would guess no one came close, and no one really knew this was going to change direction so drastically. I mean, look, like if like but it wasn't, because if we just continued on the old path, like what would have happened? Like there had to be some type of direction change. There had to be some type of way to evolve this platform for it to succeed. So, and yeah, and that's kind of a issue too. Like, to really allude to it, is that especially this ecosystem, even the way that owners used to earn back then, like there was a few people earning the most amount of music. There's a few people holding the most amount of music token. That's not good for an ecosystem, because anytime those users decide to dip, then boom, like like, so it's much more better to have more people holding music rather than a few. So I've been very clear. We've been looking, like, for this whole time. I've been very clear about this direction that we are looking to evolve on. So people can still listen, and nothing has changed necessarily. People still can buy a track, earn music from that depending on how well it does. People can still like we still utilize the node tracking system, and people still earn. So there's no change. There's only benefits from this new system. I'm wondering if they'll be phased out, if they're just not sure what to do with them right now. I don't think it's just going to be phased out. I think for the most part, like, I mean, either way, there's not a huge value for node owners right now for running their nodes, with the amount of music token that they're getting. So, but I think, it's still great too that we have this decentralized node system and this tech. So it's something to continue to think on. And like Silver Bullet said, people spend so much on orbs. There's more coming down the pipe for them. There is. Like I said, as we continue to grow this ecosystem, we're gonna be looking out for these users at the end of the day. Brother on TikTok. Yo, Silver Bullet, you're funny. Hey, so how do we claim Think Jihoon, or is it just air? Oh my God, I'm like 20 minutes behind. Holy crap! I'm sorry, y'all. I know I've been talking for a little while. Cuffed. I think I addressed that, but I'll put a written thing out. Let me get through these quick so we can wrap this up. Wow, it's been an hour. What's it really worth $5? So use NFT ever for gallon shit notes. Why not music? Why fame and track packs? Take it out of the recycled music. People track packs like giving crackhead a half a rock and being like, here you go, knowing they're gonna keep coming back spending money. If we bought those, we have tracks. Music. Why fame and track packs? Take it out of. I'm not following crypto line. What do you mean? Why do we why don't we give people music? Well, let's say we gave everybody here music. What's gonna happen to the music ecosystem? You know, I mean, people if they've been running their, in ideal times, they've been continuing to get music. I mean, like I said, why not just give everyone here music, $1 million of music? You know, like it's yeah, like I mean, we wanted this proposition, and whoever had this original vision probably wanted this vision to work out well. And it could have, like, we saw the success founder notes had. But I think there's outside things that made it where this proposition didn't play out as we thought. What are the current tokens in the new ecosystem which are being phased out? Only music, only music. Music is the only token. Fame is a soft currency, just like kind of any other games, where you have a soft currency. Goodwill could be useful. These phase, but I don't think it would be that. So the people who want to stay, just an idea. Yeah, yeah, the wholesaling stuff. I mean, I think it will make sense to implement one time, but like, yeah, just being clear that we just have so much priorities right now on the product before we tackle those GS modules. I need that. Oh my God, I am so freaking behind. To be honest, I really like the old system. The problem was the fan store was never reality. Make a functional fan store, and I'm pretty sure that people will be spending their music until pressure go away. Make fan stores great again. So all access. Let's talk about all access, because I think in paper, it sounds great. It sounds great to be like, hey, we're going to, make things only exclusive in music, but that makes things so complicated. And from the data we saw, no one was really participating in all access. No one was using their music to get any of these experiences from artists. And it takes a lot of bandwidth, for us to be able to continue to keep that functioning. So, we have to be very, like, for the good of this project and for the good of everyone who's in here, it's good for us to be strategic with the time and resources that we use as a team. And so all access, just like even if you saw the Earl campaign, man, like these Earl fans, they are so committed. They, like, if you really study that demographic, they are like the type, like Earl's brand is never like, he's not a promotey type of person. He's like just does his thing. And then so Earl, like, but his fans, none of his fans got any of the items from all access, even though there are some cool prizes to give away there, even the FaceTime and whatnot. So I think that all access, just looking at it from a data perspective, just hasn't worked out. And when you say old system, Lava, there's nothing changed from the old system. Like let's just make that clear. Like, there's nothing. We haven't removed anything from the old system. People can still buy tracks for $100 and sharing the success of that artist from how well they do on the platform, and on this cool thing that we're adding in from Spotify, actually, where it's going to share the momentum of Spotify. So it's the exact same thing. We're just adding to it, and like, but the problem with the old system is that there wasn't a clear reason for a new user to stay or to even be hooked on. Like we saw with Earl fans, like, there was like exclusive time where they could listen to the tracks on the platform, and then once those tracks became available on DSPs, they left. Even though we still have 3 exclusive tracks from Earl that is not on DSPs, so that proposition, like, we needed to find a way to make these users stick around. So everything that, and now if you think about it, this, and if you participated in it, this new system, people have been saying, and including me, when I played it, it incentivizes people to listen to music, right? Because when you're getting a bunch of random track packs, it's a great discovery mechanism. So all this did is elevate the old system. Maybe I shouldn't say old and new. I'm just trying to basically point out why this new direction is so helpful, from kind of what was there prior. It isn't burned. Stop saying burn. It's burnt in a technical way. Damn, Crypto Line, what's with your attitude, man? God damn. What do you want me to say? It's I don't know. Where did all the money I invested go? There's only scammers in cryptocurrency. I mean, I wasn't like, there was certain it was gonna be, I know Stashbox was gonna be the pinnacle, and hopefully I think people thought that the NFT would be amazing, but the whole NFT market crashed. So it there I don't there's nothing that we did that scammed, or I mean, look, Gala Music didn't benefit really either, because we get 50% of the distribution, but we haven't, like, we're the most responsible stewards. We haven't sold any of our music. So yeah, just want to make sure to say that Snoop probably smoked it all. Nah, Snoop's a good guy. No donors, like a wolf had got trimmed the pack, only strong survive. It's weak followed by the it's filtered to let people sell their notes and exit. This will magically open the door for new node owners and the pack will be filtered. I agree, Kitty Blaze. No, I agree 100%. I agree. I just think right now though, like, it's not much that they're getting, and that, like, I don't see node owners selling their nodes for $5 or that low price anyway. So I don't think there's gonna be a huge market. I think what would actually be better is if we like elevated this music ecosystem and then we did it, because that would have that would make it where everyone who wants to leave leaves more easier. So I agree with this concept, and I'm not disagreeing at all. I'm just kind of being very clear about the other priorities we had. Man, I can't catch up. Still 20 minutes behind. Gala Music was about experience money can't buy. It wasn't about Mini Music Token. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's still about is my boy Lava still here? Oh damn, no, my boy Lava left. Shit. Sorry, Lava. It's all good. All right, let me just thank you for your commitment. Starline said, "Thank you, Starline. It's been great seeing you more in the ecosystem. What did you expect? No one can leave the ecosystem with money in their pockets." Hey, I'm pretty sure this is like we're all in this together, everyone. Like, just notice that. Um, yeah. Just notice. Anyways, let me just. But financially, so Ali, so financially, it's like, man, if the whole market did well, then I just think that, did I miss what people can potentially win if they do well on mixtapes? Yeah, they can win, fame, track packs, and the top tiers, possibly music. So yeah, and other cool prizes we're gonna do. I'm practicing emotional literacy right now. Sam Brown would be so proud of me. I feel you. I feel you, my man. Crypto Line. We've talked a lot. The fan store had potential. I mean, data didn't really indicate that. Either way, we still have a fan store, and people, like, we're still gonna do cool experiences that you can only get from participating in this thing. So it's not like it's completely gone. I think that's something that legal is figuring out right now in terms of us having the IP. But either way, I don't think any other platform can just build this concept easily. And 550K music, trying to prove the viability of it just for it to be left on the corner like a cheap date. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. At the store, let us use fame to buy T-shirts and vinyl, etc. Because people can get fame for free, so we can't just like let people use that to get. So like, we still have the all access, but it's just not easy to be active with it. And we're still gonna, like, every time we do, we're still gonna, like, it's probably gonna be mystery boxes almost as kind of the main mechanism. People can get these cool different exclusive experiences and whatnot. So what you get in return, you're a funny silver guy, silver bullet. Go check the website. I mean, I kind of went through it. I did go through it, 5 tricks. But yeah, that quick read was slick. Skills, Marcus and heard Gala music. Gala music heard Gala music. I mean, I think that there's there's a nuance to that at the end of the day. I mean, like, if we look back, I know there are certain decisions people didn't like, and there's more momentum that could have been had, but we did get, like, headlines from Billboard when we did certain activations with, like, NBA YoungBoy. So it's not like, I think the more I look into this issue, and I've talked to a lot of people on it, and I like, when we look back in hindsight, and everyone doesn't know the full context of what was going on too, but whenever this kind of transition happened, there's definitely things that we can look back and see that, okay, yeah, like, there's things that we could have optimized on. I just think with these token ecosystems, like, there's there's always some type of timeline, like it's complete. Like let's say the NFT market boomed during the times where tracks happened, and it continued to boom, and the Web3 music ecosystem market did good. I'm pretty sure that would help, and I'm also saying that if the markets completely don't do good, then that doesn't help. All right, guys, I need to speed run the hell out of these. Where's Layla Steinberg? She's still around. She is still around. Yeah, she's the one who's actively participating on the partnership conversations that are pretty that I've been kind of alluding to are interesting that I can't really speak on. So I know more people want to see her active here. Layla's strength is really on the relationships that she has, and so she's going to be more in the mix when she's able to deliver on getting those cool partnerships. So what do stash box owners get? Damn, five tricks. You were just all right, Joe. I'm sorry. I gotta speed up. So I will give you a message on exactly crypto line. Just arrived. What did I miss regarding stash box? Last time I asked that, I got in trouble. You didn't get in trouble, Starline, for asking that. Like, you guys got to realize, you can ask anything. I just think, like, just I'm a person of respect. So just make sure that there's mutual respect when we're having conversations. And so yeah, like you don't ever never feel like you can't bring anything up. That's not it. I just want to make sure we're talking in respect. And sometimes people are not as active, so you guys kind of start saying all these things without really, looking into what the conversations and what we've been talking about. So that's why I call people out around that. Small daily distro of fame for node owners. That's something being talked about, a possibility, but right now it's it's like we can't just we got to be careful of not diluting this new ecosystem basically because of kind of this these other products that were bought in the past. I mean, we want like we have to make sure we're doing things that can elevate the whole music ecosystem instead of just like a quick thing that can help certain user groups. 5 tricks. So where's the article about that? Did they have time to write a few words about that new shit? So this is the first time I'm addressing it. I wanted to speak it in person, and the next week there's going to be a written explanation to share. How people are going to qualify and all this. So yeah. Dice, how thin is the team? I've kind of already addressed this. I'm not gonna go like some of y'all though, like do some crazy detective work. But yeah, like we don't need to go too into that in terms of like the exact number and exactly who's there. But we do have a smaller team and team playing multiple roles. Jafe is taping it up too. It'll be up on YouTube soon. Yes, Ali, thank you so much. Either earning a check or collecting one. If all the nodes went off, man. So some of you all though, you guys are like that's the thing too is that I know there's a lot of emotions involved when regarding with these ecosystems. And look, at the end of the day, like I'm I feel pretty good with giving the right customer service to people. But yeah, that's I kind of I think I don't feel like the the way that people try to disrespect people on the team and just the project does anything beneficial at the end of the day, especially to those who I know. So people can say whatever they want. People won't know the full context of situations. But yeah, I mean, obviously as a team we have been moving forward and trying to play with people's strengths at the end of the day. And so yeah, I mean, people can criticize all they want about specific team members. I know people have mentioned Layla not really being so nuanced in Web3, and it is true to a certain degree. And her strength is really in terms of being able to bring the right partnerships and in her relationships, which is giving us the ability to have better cost-effective deals at the end of the day when we partner with artists. Because it is important to have someone on the team that understands the music industry, so that we make sure we're not getting ripped off when we're trying to do a deal, or even we can get deals really super cost effective. So yeah, kitty play. That's funny. Well, let's see. There's Jaehoon. I mean, no, there's more time manipulation. All the same. Always blaming. I'm not blaming the market. I'm not blaming the market. Five tricks. I'm just bringing the reality. I like I said, there are things we could have done to optimize. Holy crap, y'all! I cannot catch up. Okay, I'm sorry. It's my fault. I'm just talking too much. there still be with the DSPs, listens music held for people who don't want to play mixtapes. Their track, yes, 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 Ali. Their tracks will continue to earn as normal, and there will, and we're right now in the middle of reconfiguring those charts and working on the whole DSP momentum thing that we talked about. Is there a plan to push to bring in new users? I don't want to use the word marketing, but yeah, 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 of course. So this is like, I think one of the most important parts is going to be, there's going to be a couple of goals that we get. Is one, spreading the news out there of Gala music ecosystem with cool partners that have, and cool artists that have a big and a loyal fan base. So, once we have those types of activations and we get the right headlines, and one, that's going to be great for our music ecosystem because the crypto users who might not want to engage, they're going to like, it's going to be like a big news story. And then second, we want those fans to try out and find the right ways to hook them in. And so that's going to be a really key point going forward. Is how, because I knew the community members would love this game. Like I knew it because you guys all have such a passion for tracks. But how well do music fans translate? So that's something that we're going to continue to iterate on and get the right data points. So we do have plans for sure to bring in new users, for sure. Yes, you do need to download the Gala Music app to use 8 million fame token silver bullet. We've changed direction so many times. Right now, I don't know where we're headed. We're just being honest. Keep saying or changing directions like it's the first time. I mean, it felt like things were pretty much the same for the most part. I know there's been certain changes made, but um, I feel you though, Severance. It's good to know that perspective though, because to those who've been kind of watching from the outside, I could see how it feels. So, but we just want to. It's not. I don't even think it's changing direction. I mean, I think the old proposition of money can't buy experiences, super fans targeting with super fans, like that's, we're still on the same thing. We just basically found a cooler way to expand on that and to give more utility to music and tracks. You need to bring utility to the table. Then, as a team, that's all your jobs, not ours, to just hold and make us want to hold. But yeah, Cryptoline, we that's been the point of this conversation. We have brought utility to the table. 5 tricks. 5 tricks, my man. Hey, I haven't seen you around though, 5 tricks. I mean, try out the actual feature before you start, talking, because I could understand how people feel, but I think to those who have been, like if you're part of the active conversations that's happened and part of the feature, then I think people can see the possible, um, uh, like yeah, just potential of all of this. And I'm pretty sure too, people wanted that stash box to, a lot of people bought NFTs for a crazy amount of money that ended up not turning anything to anything. I think the key part from our side is, I know there were certain promises, like stash box owners, something happening with like a film NFT. It's like there are certain promises that weren't kept. So we're essentially fulfilling those promises. I appreciate the thought rewards, but the idea of decentralized music zones is a novel way to address issues that artists face with the current streaming platforms. The new ecosystem is going to be what it is, and we won't know until execute on the market of users exert its force. The music nut is a tough one to crack, but it's been at play since the early 2000s, so it's even more institutionalized in streaming video. A re-centralization of the ecosystem is not inherently bad, and I'll continue to watch it unfold. Exactly, Mongoose. So I agree. That was my main point. Is that this tech that we have with decentralized music nodes is still pretty awesome. I just think that it like people right now haven't really like the node proposition, like it's not like I think it's something that we can utilize as we continue, as the Web3 music market continues to grow. Nodes were sold in lieu of bringing real VC because I have to get real answers. We are all the VCs treated like second class citizens. Um, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the conversations were at during that time. So yeah, what the hell is Fame token? I know that it's not a token. It's not a crypto token. It's it's a soft currency that you can use in a, just like a lot of games where you can use soft currencies to participate. Exactly, Mongoose. It's not a token. It's not a crypto token. It's like obviously when you play a game, there's soft currency that you use, like Fortnite when you buy skins or whatever. So it's the same type of concept. Silver bullet. You are not a clown. I'm also a clown with 2 stash boxes. I feel your guys' pain, and definitely, like I said, as we continue to grow, that's why it's gonna be great. Like as this project continues to grow, there's gonna be more cooler things we can do. Yep. On the flip side, would you rather them just keep going in a direction that clearly isn't working? Thank you, Ed. Exactly. like a real music pioneer, amazing. I like the way that things were to begin with, and tracks were supposed to go $10 on and on, and I quit buying tracks because I never knew what was happening, and I still don't. Well, that I mean, the whole dilution, like the whole upgrade thing, was not popular at all actually because it ended up diluting the system. So I just think they're like for like a user who is just a music fan wanting to participate, there's never been a real reason. And so if everyone is just like crypto users, like there's no real potential for growth and scalability. I'll take the $1 million. Okay, helps to hear the person who set this all up is no longer with the company. Yeah, Mongoose. Yeah, yeah. So exactly. So the person who set all this up is no longer with the company. I don't have full context of exactly what was the goal of these, products and promises, but we're just trying to take care of early ecosystem owners. This isn't working either way. Five tricks. Go try out mixtape leagues. Because I don't think you've done your homework. Before you can, like I think it's so easy for anyone to just come in and say something's not working without really trying it out. So go try out mixtape leagues before, and then you can give better insights on that. Anything of Spire Tanks and Silk, all our thoughts are wrong. I'm Europe and I use a translator, but since you broke and just keeps telling me you've been screwed for years. It's their right hand specs tied. No, I don't felt like that was my message. I run music notes for years, holding them on Gala chain. Yeah, that's something to address. Silver bullet, I'm poor. As an Europe friend, I can assure you that is correct. Five Tricks is a hater. Five Tricks is a hater. You haven't even been around, man. If you're gonna hate, go look into it before you hate. You almost have to justify where we're at today to make it make sense. I respect that, but it just doesn't work for me. Um, I mean, I feel you. Me just this is don't bring up the Earl thing. The memories are painful. So I was terrible. The app was terrible. That's why that failed. Yeah, because you guys had the system complicated. It still is. But now there's like a sharper I mean, I thought you enjoyed kind of the future crypto line. If there's certain things that I know you've been very active, so if there are certain things you do feel like this new product isn't going the right way, then definitely, yeah, definitely point out the specifics on what representing about tokenomics. I'm just trying to look out what am I misrepresenting. Let me know what I'm misrepresenting about the tokenomics. Still Snoop announced getting all death row on Gala chain. We're still having good conversations with Snoop death row team. All the Earl fans that showed up thought Gala music sucked, maybe because it did. I mean, it's possible. I just think listening though is going to be a hard funnel. It's a major problem. This ecosystem Gala's a whole misrepresentation. Thank you, Bobby. No, I am never gonna freaking catch it. Oh my god, I'm trying my best, everyone. I mean, look, I can feel confident that I don't feel like I've ever misrepresented anything. So, but if there's specific things that people feel like I've misrepresented, then please let me know. How close are we to making the big marketing push? I can't say any dates around that. Why do you need this stage? Did you turn on Discord just to say this? Hell, Silver Bullet, man, you weren't even here from the beginning and you already hating. I think for the most part, I wanted to address questions. Thank you for the thumbs down, Starline. Yeah, Silver Bullet. I understand your frustration, but like I said, I personally wasn't even around then, and but I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to like, what do you just want us to all kind of give up and say, hey guys, this is the reality of the situation, and it is what it is. Yeah, this isn't personally towards you, Jehoon. Years of frustration, big builds up for letdowns time and time again. Nothing personal towards you. I respect you. I just want you to be careful with verbiage. It means a lot. That's a good point, Cryptoline. I get what you mean. I get what you mean, and I appreciate you too, Cryptoline. I mean, like I got a lot of love for you, man, and you're such a nice guy. So you know how much love I got for you. And I know that a lot of this frustration people have, and the haters in here, it's not direct. Like I wasn't around for during those times, so it's definitely can't be personal towards me. Think Jaehoon worse the rest of the staff. Gala Music seems like a one-man show at the moment. Did Layla Steinberg get bucks? No, not at all. Like I've said this multiple times, guys. Like we have to divide and conquer. Like there's like if all of the team is in the Discord, like I'm the one mainly in the Discord right now. And so and that's not even the only thing I do. And I want more team members to jump in. And Layla right now wants to be able to deliver on a partnership, so she has a good kind of way to be able to talk to the community about the things that she's been focused on. But our team, like you see Stay Fly in the mix, having to deal with a lot of like the artist payments. There's so much even admin stuff that goes on behind the scenes that the whole team has to tackle. So it's not like a one man show. Like I'm somebody who does, like, honestly, everyone in our team has a voice, and we, like, this is a startup, so we all can talk and be able to say ideas, or whatever, and advocate. And I'm actually one of the oldest people on the team, so I do have a pretty good voice. I've worked on the Gala game side a lot back then when I first came in, so I'm able to even, like, I have a pretty good voice to anyone in Gala to be able to make things happen. Just feel like at this point track should be 9.99, and that way we can bring the average people into the ecosystem. So we talked about, like, so I mean track packs are $1 right now. So like I said, the onboarding mechanism has been much higher, and if people don't even want to play the game, they can still participate. Hopefully the artists to make more money because they sell a lot more tracks and there's a lot more listeners. Snoop got his money and went away, got real money. We get soft token currency. Amazing. That's not true. We are actively in communications with Snoop, and we are still wanting to do something cool with Snoop. With the lean engineering team, you're not worried about what could go wrong. Should there actually be a big influx of new users? Good question, Ali. So, I mean, that's why, I mean, no, it's not like sometimes it's not bad to have a lean engineering team. And at the end of the day, that's also why we're doing the soft launch and we're rolling out the way we're at, so that we can make sure everything is ready to go when we do a big influx of new users. We're just not ready at the moment. We're just not going to bring many people in at $100 a pop. Yep, exactly. So now it's $1 a track pack, and and people can even get track packs for free. So now we're able to bring more people to the ecosystem without this $100 price point. I'll know as the current team is here, she is here. Once the next turnaround happens, we will know Layla is gone. Yeah, I mean, I know how people might feel about Layla and whatnot, and that's people's decisions to feel about however they feel about people. Like I can't control that. It is what it is. They don't have to buy tracks anymore. That's no longer the focus. Just play mixtapes and use music to upgrade tracks that are an NFT, something like that. It's still about tracks. It's still about tracks. Agreed. That's why I feel like this was the wrong trade. Just to sell the NFTs at a cheaper price would have been the right thing to do. Just my opinion. Severance. Sorry, y'all. I could speak on this, but like really, if like everyone hated the whole upgrading tracks, and let's say we just made, like, we were actually thinking about it, but let's say we made the $100 tracks $10 tracks. Like, then what happens to everybody who bought those tracks at $100? There's just, I personally think this system is much better, where people can buy these lower tier tracks, base tier tracks through track packs, and then and they randomly get it, and then they could level them up to limited earning tiers, rather than this system where people can buy track packs and it gets upgraded, and it's basically unlimited tracks that get sold, and this unlimited dilution that happens. I don't need 8 million fame tokens. Let me burn for G-Steak. Sorry, Silverbolt won't be able to do that. Starline, I was joking. I'm a person and my name is Anakin. I don't need anything else. G-Steak, I don't believe it exists. I'm just gonna stop saying it. I wouldn't consider that disrespectful, saying earning a check or collecting one. It is either one. I mean, it's kind of the way you worded it, but like I said, it's not on me. I think Jaehoon has done well. I appreciate you, Starlion. Read when you inherit a sinking ship. Thank you, Severance. Agreed. That was a lot of salt, and it's not his fault, Jeff. I appreciate the love, y'all. Think 5 tricks. Think Jehoon. I don't blame you. We all know Carl pulls all the schemes. You just follow orders to survive until your next paycheck. I'm gonna be real. Like, this is so funny how people act like we're all just trying to survive. That is not true. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The moment like I have other sources of income. I don't need this job. So like people acting like we're all here because we're trying to survive. That's not the case for me. Like I have fun with this job. It's fun, and also a lot of the plans that we've set in motion, like with Santi's been leading the front on the product side. So it's for Gala Music. I can't talk about any other ecosystem, but Gala Music specifically, I am not just following orders. And actually, people don't know this about Benny, but like, Benny is not the type to just be like, okay, like you have to do it this way. Like there's been many times when I've talked to him, and I might have, like, he might have had an idea, and I might have been like, hey, like But this might happen. Like he's a very reasonable guy. So people make up their own stories about people who they don't know. Like I've met Benny in person. He's a smart guy. And at the end of the day, too, the success founder notes had is probably a large part to his reputation. And there's a lot of decisions in hindsight I think that people have seen to could have been optimized, but nah, hell no. Like that, yeah, like, I am not surviving to get a next paycheck. If I was surviving, what I would do is I would just try to take this as easy as possible. Like I go way beyond my scope with my job. So if I was really trying to survive, I would just be chilling in the Discord with y'all, and like I wouldn't care about any situations that are fixed. So I am not just surviving. President me, I'll spin the wheel. Holy crap. Okay. I'm just gonna skip this. I gave ass kicked in mixtape. I see the benefits of mixtape leagues. I feel more positive about the product whenever I see the NFT sales increase. We only ever should have accepted music for track sales. I agree. I personally think it would have been cool if the music token launched too, because when tracks were selling out, and I think there was just too much node sales, but it would have been good because like that's what I was trying to mention. Like, it would have been better if like music was only in mute, or tracks were only in music when tracks were selling out, because that could have potentially helped and created demand. Okay, I just think whenever you list a stage and put the word Stashbox owner in the title, you're kind of asking for it. Oh, Silver Bullet put the clown emoji. Hey, I mean, hey, I could have just not had this conversation, but I'm trying to. I'm a hater. Yes, I am. A hater without money and no kids because I sold my wife to some African guy so I can get some money to buy a Snoop Stash box. Amazing deal. I feel you, Five Tricks, and I know it's not personal, and I'm just I just like to have fun. All right, I'm just okay. Cool. I caught up. Something. Jaehoon flips packs for me at night. Good night, guys and sisters. I'm going to bed. Good night, Silver Bullet. It was good to see you. My ass is so big after this Gala encounter that China Intel will probably think they just bought it. Hey, you are funny though. I do appreciate people who hate, but at least they got good jokes. What did I miss? I am not about to go through all this, Roger 5. Okay, let's do some track spins. I'm about to spin some wheels. Everybody ready? So go to General Music Talk, and I am about to spin the wheel. Okay, so go to General Music Talk. So I am going to do it there. Press no, no, no. You guys are already ready. Press the Gala Music emoji here to get the chance for. All right, you guys see? You guys see it? Go to General Music Talk. I put the comment. Press the Gala Music emoji here to get the chance for free track packs. Nice, nice. Yep, good stuff, people. There's 37 people here, so I'm gonna let give people some time. Maybe I'll just do one real quick too, so people understand exactly how this works. So basically, I'm going to spin a wheel, and if it lands on you, then you will get a uh, yeah, you'll get some track packs. Okay, 19 people have so far done it. I'm gonna just do a test because so people understand exactly how this works. There's 36 people here though, and only 20 people here. I'm gonna do it too. Simon, you can also do it too if you want. We'll just do a respin if it hits one of us. Okay, I'm doing it, so whoever hasn't done it is gonna miss out on the first one, but just to encourage people. Swiss! Hey, my man, Swiss. Let me do some more. Let's go, Swiss. Hey, I do not control how this who picks the wheel. This is a Discord thing. So first, yeah. Hey, my man, Swiss. Okay, I still have seen people who are not doing it. Are people confused? Hey, Hoon, you really are a good sport, and I know you do care about the community. I know this bothers you when we're not happy. Yeah, no, I appreciate this crypto line, and yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm gonna try my best to make sure that people feel good about the product they're participating in. It brings me joy, so I don't think Swiss needs track packs. It's still gonna win. Appreciate the transparency things, you and take care all things, you and I do appreciate you, and I appreciate you at least having the conversation with the community. No one else is. I appreciate you. Okay, so everyone, I've given some time. Let's see. There's 23 people, but I don't see everyone doing it. Like Hanstein. Oh, my boy Hanstein. I think it's because he doesn't speak English, you were saying? Hanstein. Look, people who. I'm just gonna ping. Should I ping everyone? No, no, no. Here, just so I'm gonna ping this dude because I don't know. So let me just because I want people to participate in this. Mongoose, did you do it? Press the Gala music emoji. Nope. Mongoose. Oh no, you did. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, if no one else is gonna do it, I'm just gonna do some more. Dang, 2 hour AMA. Severance. It's right here. It's right here. Let me pin it. Let me pin it. Sorry. It's in pinned. I think I won that one. Crypto Lion, my boy Crypto Lion. Good stuff, my man. Mongoose. Yeah, I love those things. I haven't seen a lot of people who are kind of participating like Mongoose, really active. So, it's be more active, y'all. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of wheel spins throughout it. The whole system is rigged. Yep. Okay, cool. I'm gonna spin another one. Let's spin like how much should I do? I'll do like 7. And I'm going to so tomorrow I'm gonna be focused on digging through all the track pack winners. So I'm gonna try to get it sent out either end of week or by beginning of next week, everyone. So, but whoever participated in the playtest, you all have already gotten your fame and track packs. 5 tricks. Hey, I like having you in here. 5 tricks. You gotta, you gotta be more active in here, my man. Y'all get one. Oh damn, Crypto Line won again, or did I spin it again? Oh damn, Crypto Line won again. I'm not in control of this wheel, so don't complain to me. If Crypto Line wins another, I might have to do like a new comment or something. I don't know how this random generator thing works. I guess it's possible though. Roger 5, my man Roger 5. Captain Kirk said rigged. So my DMs are open, everybody. No, I'm just messing with y'all. Okay, after I do this one, give me some drum rolls because it looks like we got the people who are participating in it. Go, oh, 28. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I think some people didn't find it. Roger that. Yeah, no, that's a classic. That's a classic. I remember when Roger would open mystery boxes too. Oh, we got the button pusher. Nice.